Good afternoon, everybody. I received a Freedom of Information request response today. I made the request on the 24th of February, and it was with regard to the number of sets of twins and sets of triplets looked after in the CoCH neonatal unit year by year. And I asked for data from 2009 to 2021. The purpose of this was to see if there was a significant increase in the number of sets of twins and of triplets indeed in the years 2015 and 2016. There's a plane going by outside. It's typical, isn't it? Anyway, we could have waited. But yeah, so I made that request because, as we know, it's an extra potential for an increased mortality with regard to neonates, especially neonates who are premature. If they are twins or triplets, it goes up exponentially, the risk. And that's been put in, I think Dr. McConville talks about that, and other people do as well, in terms of the risk. There's been all kinds of studies done about that. So I wanted to see what was going on there with regard to twins and triplets, especially if the mum has other particular conditions, and as I say, if there's prematurity and there's other issues to do with the neonates health-wise. Because if there was an uptick in terms of, or an increase in sets of twins and triplets in 2015, 2016, that is just simply another factor that needs to be taken into consideration with regard to why there may have been a relative increase in mortality, as well as all the other factors that people have been looking into. Obviously, pathogens on the ward being a very strong factor there, but also the way the unit was being run, and it was underperforming in terms of the doctors and the lack of senior cover and oversight and ward rounds, etc., etc. You know, all the factors there. Unfortunately, I mean, this is a bit strange, because they asked for an extension of time about a week ago, or maybe a bit more. It's like they were thinking about it, and then they've come back with this response today, which is to say that they're using a subsection of the Data Protection Act, which says that because there's a low number of patients, there's a likelihood that individuals who are the subject of this information, I'm just reading from the response here, may be identified from this information alone. So that it's the idea that it might identify people. I mean, I can sort of understand that, but I'm not sure that's the reason they're not telling. I think there's going to be a disparity for 2015 and 2016. I assume that. I'm assuming that, and I think that's the reason. So it's not only a case of what they do tell you, it's what they don't tell you and what they won't tell you as well in these Freedom of Information requests. And moreover, you know, whether you can trust any of the data anyway, in terms of mortality even. My personal feeling is that I don't trust it at all. But nonetheless, the response here is to say, no, you can't have this information because it might compromise someone's privacy, essentially. They've taken a long time to reach that decision, and they needed an extension in order to reach that decision. If that would have been an obvious thing, well then why wouldn't you say that straight away? Why would it take however many weeks it's been, you know? Well, I don't know, 9 weeks or something. Maybe I'm just too suspicious, and maybe there is a legitimacy here, but I think, had they given the data, I think it would have shown a disparity. I think it would have shown that 2015 and 2016 there were a relatively higher number of sets of twins and sets of triplets, but they won't let us know for sure. I think it's likely, but they're not going to let us know. Anyway, I think that's saying something in itself. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.